again, Bruce. This is our second take, so that's why I said again. Hi everyone, it's Leanne Scott from Move Therapies in Soyuz, British Columbia, Canada, and I'm here with one of my favorite people in the whole world, Bruce Andrews. He's one of my clients. We've known each other. We were trying to establish this earlier, I don't know, I want 6, 7, 8, 9 months even?
Yeah, likely there.
Right around there. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to cut right to the chase and let you take over. So Bruce, give me an idea of why you came to see me and what you did when you first got here. What kind of lessons did we do for you?
Well, I was recently diagnosed with a disease that has been affecting my muscles.
Okay.
Especially in my legs and my arms. And a neighbor of mine had heard you or met you at a session here in Soyuz when you were first moving into town.
Okay.
And had come to me and said, you know, there's a lady come to town with a new business that might be of benefit to you.
Nice.
So she brought me one of your cards.
Okay.
And I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. My daughter visited me from London about the same time. And she said, well, if it might help, why are you sitting here not doing it?
We really love Jordana.
I said, yeah, okay, well, maybe, yeah, maybe. Well, she said, I'm going to make a phone call. I said, fine, go ahead. So she phoned, set up an appointment.
Perfect.
I came and visited you and thought, maybe there's some merit to this whole exercise. Mm-hmm. And procrastination took a back seat, and weighing the pros and cons took a back seat, and I finally decided to step ahead and do it.
Oh, I love that analogy.
So we came, and what did I have, 5 or 6 or?
I think you might have had 10, but I can't remember. Anywhere
yes,
between 5 to 10 lessons in a grouping, and you'd have 5 to 10 intensive.
Yeah, and I think I started to detect changes in me and in my body which were positive.
Okay.
And the suggestion was made to me that maybe I might like to continue with a group effort throughout the summer.
Right.
And I said, yeah, I think that I would like to do that. And I have done that, and here it is December, and I'm still doing the group thing.
Yay. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well done. Good explanation. Can you tell me a little tiny bit about the group class that you do? Because it is intimate and it is a little bit different, I think. Maybe you do or do not even know this, that it's a little bit different. But yours takes place, as an example, on a table, which a lot of the group classes do not.
Oh, well,
that might be news to you. I'll step in really quick. So I actually kind of designed a group class for Bruce and a couple of other of my clients that I felt if they struggled getting on and off the floor, because a lot of the group lessons do take place on sort of moving mats on the floor. If people struggle getting on and off the floor, the chance of them coming, and maybe you can answer this, that I would feel the chance of you attending and staying, if it was difficult for you, would be slim.
I think you're right.
So I decided to do group lessons on the table and in chairs, anything that involved not getting onto the floor.
For a specific group of people.
Absolutely, for a specific group of people. And it's been one of my favorite classes.
Well, it's certainly worked for me.
Good, good. I'm glad, because the whole point of the ideology, for lack of a better word, the point of Anat's work in ABM is that if it's difficult, if it's not practical, no one's going to do it. So make it functional, make it every day. Okay, cool. And I don't know how much, if there's anything else you'd like to expand on in terms of how you felt that you've changed or what's happened to you in any way since this work has begun.
Well, for starters, one of the things that has been very pleasant is that I have not fallen since we began this work, and that was happening unfortunately far too regular occurrence.
How often would you think it was? I actually don't know. That's why I asked.
Perhaps a dozen times a year.
Okay.
At least once a month.
Once a month. And big fall, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you haven't since started.
I haven't since started this.
Beautiful. That's huge, I think.
I think it's massive.
Yeah.
Having your life change because of a disease is not pleasant.
No.
So there's been an additional effect, I think, from this is there's been a mood change.
Nice.
Where I am not feeling so hard done by it. That's the wrong expression, but it's impacted my life so negatively that it was starting to eat at me a little bit. That seems to have stopped, and detecting the small improvements that have come along.
Absolutely, they start small, yeah.
And
they really aren't small. A change really is a change, but
it sure makes you feel better.
It sure makes you feel
good.
better. God, does it ever? Because I think that's part of. I know with I had a very, very terrible injury and was in a wheelchair for about 2 years when I was young, and I remember any type of change, it's just like, oh my gosh, it can. It just was the acknowledgement that if it changed, that means it can change again. And that's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting, and it gives hope to where maybe hope didn't happen before.
Yeah, I become kind of resigned to the fact that this is a disease that is a deterioration disease, and it's going to continue to worsen apparently.
Right, no matter what you do.
So I'm told, but so you kind of lose hope, and you can resign to the fact that, well, okay, one day you're going to wind up in a wheelchair, maybe.
Yeah, and it's not. And for me, I know that I would. Just the fact that I'm able to do something to help myself, that I can lay down on the floor or lay down on a table or sit in a chair and do a lesson of an act and feel better after.
Yeah.
Just makes me go, oh, okay, so I don't have to ask a doctor for a shot or a painkiller or ask anyone for anything. Do it something myself that can make me feel better is such a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coolio. Well, we love that you're here. I love that Bruce is such a great. When he says that he's hardened, that he was hardening, you were, but it would take a lot to harden Bruce, because Bruce is a really lovely human being. So I appreciate that you're here. I'm thrilled that it's helping, because it would make me nauseous if it wasn't. So I'm thrilled that it's helping, and I look forward to us continuing on.
I want to add one more thing that I think is critical to this whole exercise. I've lived a long time. I've lived 70 years, and I've had been in different situations and had different people who were supposed to be being of benefit to me. I went to a personal trainer for a couple of years when I was younger, and one thing I've noticed here with you specifically, and I'm going to say it, and I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's, but the one thing that I've been impressed with, and very impressed with, is there has been no deviation throughout my entire stay here in terms of what you put into my being here, which is unusual. Invariably, you'll see somebody having a bad day, or they're not in the mood, or I have never ever seen that with you, and that's important as well, because it makes me feel always that you are interested and totally involved in trying to make my world a better place. And it doesn't get much better than that, you know.
It's a lovely, lovely thing to say, but I try to stay with the thought of that it's true. I am 100% invested in you being the best you can be. And if that means that I have to be positive every time you walk in, I will. And it is not even a decision. It's done, because you walk in and I'm like, okay, what can we do for Bruce today? It's exciting. So I thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'll give a hug. Thank you. Okay. Bye, everybody. Again, sorry, I should say it's Move Therapies, Soyuz, British Columbia, Canada. If you have any questions, in regards to ABM, in regards to the therapy, what it can do, who it can help, please feel free to drop me an email. I'll put it in the link below, but it's Leanne@movetherapies.com, and we'd be thrilled to have you. Anybody that you think could benefit from this, please pass and share this video along. Okay, thanks so much, and thanks again.
You bet.
Okay.